Welcome back once again to howtocookgreatfood.com. If you haven't already, please click that button and subscribe to our channel. On the menu today, and as you can see right here, we're doing a Middle Eastern stroke Arabic lamb and chickpea stew. We've got some absolutely wonderful, wonderful spices in there. It's very easy to do. It does take quite a long time to cook because we need that lamb super tender, and let me tell you, it's absolutely like butter. Anyway, enough talking, let's go and do it. Okay, so we're going to get started by seasoning our meat first and getting that cooked. Then we're going to be adding stuff a bit later. So let's just take a look at this. So here's my lamb. A little bit of fat on that, but there's no bone. I like a little bit of fat. I don't want it too lean. The fat really helps. Now what we're going to do is look at our spices here. I've got some black pepper. We're going to add some salt as well. Now these are all equal parts, these four. So about a heaped teaspoon for this amount that I'm using of turmeric, chili powder, cumin powder, and this is black lemon or black lime powder. Over here we've got our whole seeds, which I've got some cardamom pods, some cinnamon stick, and a few cloves. Simply what we're going to do is get them in a bowl, add a little touch of oil to it, mix it together, and then get cooking. So as you can see, got just a regular mixing bowl here, some bowl you're going to need. Our meat's in. Let's start by adding our turmeric, our cumin powder, our chili powder, and our black lemon or lime powder. Also, some salt and pepper to taste. That pepper I was using, as you can see, was a coarse ground one. Now we're going to add in our spices here, our whole ones. Cinnamon stick, cardamom, and a few cloves. Let's get a little touch of oil, just to kind of help it on its way. I'm using a sunflower oil. Could be using something else if you wanted, maybe an olive oil. Really simply, we're going to give that a mix. And there you go, you've got some lovely flavours on there. Now we're going to be adding garlic, ginger, onions and lots of other things, but at this stage, this is really, really beautiful. We're going to get over to the cooker now and start to kind of fry this off a little bit, give it a nice head start. Okay, so you're going to need some sort of pan. I've got this non-stick wok. You're going to need a lid at some point. Got the heat on. There's our meat, seasoned beautifully, and we're going to drop that in. Now you don't need to add any oil there because you've got enough oil on the marination already. So medium heat. We don't want to fry the life out of this. We want to kind of gently cook this. I mean, I've got kind of quite big chunks in here as well. You could cut them smaller. But anyway, let's get this on the go for about 6 minutes, stirring as much as you like, really. Yeah, give it a few stirs. Okay, so we're getting some beautiful colour on this meat now. Absolutely red raw inside. It's nowhere near cooked, okay? We've got quite a long way to go yet on this. Now simply what I want to do is I want to add some water. Now you could be, there you go, it's like a sort of mug of water. You could be adding a stock if you wanted, a meat stock, a vegetable stock or something like that. I just prefer water. Water just kind of lets me control it a little bit more. We've got loads of spices in there. We don't really want to be adding more flavours, but you go ahead and do that if you want. Okay, now what we're going to do is get a lid on. We're going to raise the heat to maximum. What we're doing here is we're going to try and kind of get this meat super tender. So this water process, we're going to cook it for about 5 or 6 minutes. Once it reaches boiling point, then we're going to take the lid off, keep it on a high heat, and let the water then reduce out. I'll be back in about 5 minutes to show you the next process. Okay, we're going to jump in now. Let me get a load of steam out. So that's been going just for like 5 minutes. Now, lid's off, we're not putting it back on. Now keep it on this high heat and let that water reduce out. I mean, it doesn't have to get completely dry, but you want it, some of it out. That's going to really help tenderise our lamb there. So I'll be back when that's down. It should be about 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, going to drop the heat to medium, and as you can see, that's reduced down nicely. Now, we don't want it completely dry, like I say, so there's some moisture in there. Now, the next step we're going to add in here garlic ginger paste. Garlic ginger paste is a 50-50 mix of finely minced garlic and ginger. In that goes, that's about 2 heaped teaspoons there. If you don't have that, one, you should make some. There's something on the channel to show you how to do it. Or you can just chop garlic and ginger how you want. We're now going to add some onions. Now I'm going to add some, these are optional, I'm going to add some green chilies. And what I've done is they're whole and I've just split them down the middle so they'll release their flavour. 1, 2, 3, 4. You might not want that many. Remember there's chili powder in there. Okay, so we're on this medium heat again now. Let this go now for about another 5 to 6 minutes. Oh, I just want to add, if you were using lamb with bone on, that last water process, you'd need to do it much longer, and in fact at that point I'd recommend you use a pressure cooker. That will really kind of get it really nice and tender. So we continue with this process. Now we're going to add our chickpeas. Now I've got like 2 cans here, or 2 tins of a chickpea. If you're using the cans, make sure you give them a really nice wash in some cold water, because that water they come in is not ideal. Okay, nice stir. Like sort of 4 minutes now. Let's get some lovely flavours onto those chickpeas. Stirring pretty much all the time now. So pretty much all the work's done now. Well, it will be after this next step. I'm so looking forward to eating this. Right, fresh tomatoes, in they go. Try and use a nice ripe tomato. And to that I'm going to add like a cup of water, or stock if you prefer. Then we're going to add some tomato paste, one of these little kind of Tetra Pak things, in that goes. Simply what we're going to do now, we're going to give us one little mix. I should change my spoon to do this. Little mix, then we're going to get the lid back on. Medium heat. And we can let this go as long as we like now. I mean, I'm going to let this go for like 30 minutes. Stirring it every now and then. What should happen, or what will happen, I'm pretty sure, is the tomatoes are going to break down. They're going to give off a load of moisture for us to kind of create and increase the gravy or the sauce on the masala. Right, lid on, medium heat. Give it a stir every now and then if you want. Like I say, we're looking for those tomatoes to break down, get a lot more moisture. I'm going to go 30 minutes, depending on how big you've cut your meat and the quality of it. If you're using an old mutton, or it'll take longer, you have to judge that yourself. Stir every now and then. 30 minutes. Lid. Where's the lid? Here you go. See you in a bit. Okay, off goes the heat now. That's been going for like 30, 40 minutes. I've been stirring it every now and then. Let's get that lid off. Now, as you can see, we've got an amazing gravy now with that tomato paste and those fresh tomatoes. Like I said, they would cook right down. Check that for salt. I'm good. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some fresh mint to this. You could be adding cilantro or coriander if you wanted, but mint I think works really well in this. Give that a little mix. And we're done. Just make sure your lamb is really tender. Mine is super tender now. And that will depend, like I say, on the quality and the size that you've used. Very simple. Takes a little while, but really worth it. Hope you enjoy that. Beautiful with some white rice or with some roti or something like that, some breads. We'll see you soon. Lots of love.